What if a star's biggest claim could be crushed by the very people he hired to build his empire? Imagine walking into a courtroom where fame, money, and betrayal collide in a single moment of truth. In this case, the headlines scream, "Ye, once Kanye West, faces a lawsuit that could change his legacy forever." A jury has spoken, but what did they decide? And why does it matter to millions watching? The story begins with Tony Saxton, a former project manager who worked on Ye's $57 million Malibu estate. Tony says he was hired to orchestrate the grand vision of that sprawling home, a role that demanded precision and creativity. But after just 7 weeks, he was dismissed, fired, without explanation or payment beyond a single paycheck. He claims Ye left him in unsafe conditions, cutting corners on safety while forcing overtime and neglecting wages. The lawsuit sought over $1 million for unpaid wages, plus damages for wrongful termination. Let's response: he admitted to a vague recollection of Tony, claiming he didn't even know who formally hired him. He was the last witness in court, and according to KABC, Ye appeared bored, so much so that he nearly fell asleep during questioning. His wife, Bianca Sensori, also testified, saying she worked with Tony for a brief period on the same project. Yet the jury's decision tells us a different story than what the headlines initially suggested. They sided with Tony, awarding him $140,000 in medical expenses and lost wages, just a fraction of his claim. This figure is dramatically lower than the $1.7 million Ye demanded from the court. Why did the jury award such a modest sum? Was it because the evidence didn't support the higher amount? Or did something else factor into their deliberations? Could Ye's perceived lack of engagement in court have swayed the judge's perception of his credibility? Or perhaps the judge saw more than just numbers, seeing the impact on Tony's life and health. The case raises questions about the responsibilities of artists who become real estate moguls. Do they owe their employees the same obligations as traditional business owners? Or does fame grant them leeway? And how do we measure unsafe working conditions in a luxury construction project? Did Ye's public persona influence the jury's empathy toward Tony's plight? The verdict may set a precedent for future disputes between high-profile artists and their staff. It also serves as a reminder that behind every grand vision are ordinary people who can be harmed if overlooked. So what does this mean for Ye's career moving forward? Will he feel the weight of losing a substantial amount, or will he view it as a small price for his ambitions? And how will Tony move on after receiving the compensation and vindication he sought? The courtroom drama may have ended, but the ripple effects are just beginning. In the end, the jury's decision answered the question, who really pays when promises go unkept? It delivered a verdict that balances legal precedent with human cost, a lesson in accountability for all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more updates.